Interaction with the top management at Lupin. Mr. Ramesh is now with us from the top management at Lupin. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time for us. Let's first start with what really happened on the cost side. You had guided for lower cost, but somehow, they came in Q2, but in Q3 again, except for a little bit of employee cost here and there, other expenses really went up. So how are you on the cost optimization program?
Yeah, costs actually, there's a tremendous drain on costs, so this is actually not reflective of that. There is a one-time expenditure of about 40 crores, which relates to some business compensations paid during the course of this quarter, which is reflected out there. Apart from that, there is actually an increase in terms of, overall litigation costs, plus, of course, travel expenses, sales promotion expenses, and the like. Those expenses are in line with, in fact, overall business evolution itself. But I think the fact, and I think one shouldn't lose sight of the fact that we have promised, progress on cost optimization, and that I think is very much on track. This is across various lines in terms of gross margins, in terms of the way we actually address routes to synthesis or alternate, vendor development programs. SG, and of course, there were inefficiencies in the system in terms of the supply chain itself, in terms of air freighting, of the matter write-offs. All of those are certainly our control, but for sure, more to be done.
Do you continue to maintain your cost optimization plan? You had certain targets which you had shared with us at the start of the year. Do you continue to maintain that? Maybe a quarter here and there delay?
Yes, we are of achieving all of that. We are targeted for, in fact, tremendous improvement on that score. We said close to about 500 to 600 crores spread over time. We have done fair bits of that in terms of workforce planning at the factory level, R&D, equipment addresser, so all of those. And so the march is still on. We've seen some results in the course of this year, and there's more to be achieved.
Important trigger or one important event which probably even the company would be looking for is what happens to Spiriva. Can you give us an update as to what are the target action dates? When are you looking to launch that drug? What are the key things to watch out for now?
Yeah, so we have done tremendously well in terms of progress on that. There is no fresh or anything of that kind being raised with the authorities. We remain confident about the launch in the first half of the current fiscal. The target date, so there is an early, hearing by the authorities itself. So we have, we're very confident, and we that would eventually happen during the course of the next few months.
The drug, I know you have given such details earlier, but for our viewers, you could just tell us that why it is an important trigger and what are the timelines that you all are working with.
As you would know, it kind of indicates our progress on, in fact, the respiratory portfolio. We have nearly every molecule worth having in that space, and as you know, Spiriva is actually a first to file launch. It is a $1 billion product out there. On the net terms, obviously, it will be a little lower. It certainly would garner a lot of monies for us from a top as well as bottom line perspective. And it's so after albuterol, Brovana, and potentially Foster, this is of course the most important launch from a respiratory portfolio perspective. So it is extremely important, and people have been looking for this on that launch as you are, and our confidence level is pretty high now.
In terms of how things are moving forward as far as India business is concerned, what would you talk about that? Keep time and again you keep saying India business will recover. However, the growth has not been great versus the industry growth. Can you talk more about that? What are you doing to increase that versus the industry?
I think I think it's not fair to say that there is underperformance in India. It really is actually a result of certain circumstances. There has been loss of exclusivity on at least a couple of products. Beginning of the year, we had Synthesis actually sold out to DRL by Novartis. So we lost exclusivity on that, and of course there has been a price erosion on that score. And that's a cardiovascular drug, as you would imagine. On the diabetes, we've had some which is data. And then again, there has been erosion. So if you were to look at the individual therapy areas that we have always been traditionally strong, and we have done fairly well. except for the diabetes book. And if you look at that and look at other therapy are doing particularly well. Our secular guidance for India growth is 12% mark. And we are confident about the prospects there.
Right, sir. So when we go into FY24, you're working on a cost optimization plan. You have a big blockbuster drug coming in, and India probably, which you all are trying to sort out a lot of things, which probably were different from what others were doing. So we can say that all guns can be firing in the next year.
Yes, by the end of the fiscal, you would expect us to actually have a fairly decent clip in terms of the EBITDA margin run rate. It is progressively getting better, as you can see from the last 2, 3 quarters, and this March will continue for the next few quarters as well. And our target should potentially be a core margin of 20%, which we still remain confident of in the next few quarters.